Okay, guys, welcome back. Exciting days. Today is a very exciting day. We have the executives with us on the call. CEO will be here shortly, and we have marketing directors and executives Susan and Bren, which we will pass it over to them in a little bit here. I just want to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about myself. Tell you a little bit about what's been going on. So my name is Jay, and I've been in this Forex crypto space for the last almost 9 years, guys. And I started as a Forex educator, moved my way up to providing signals, got a nice group of signal going. And then about 3 years ago, I began to dabble in the automated trading space, Forex and crypto. We also traded crypto and whatnot. And, in my dabbling and testing out systems and EAs and here and there and different strategies, we ran up on some really good systems, some high frequency trading systems. We started to put out PAM accounts and began to do MAM accounts, percentage allocation, money management accounts, and we did pretty good. And then we ran into some platforms that were also doing the same, and we were like, how interesting. So we decided to hop on board a couple. And back then, things were lasting like 1 or 2 years and whatnot. But, one thing led to another, and we started to discover as we started to kind of jump in and participate with these different platforms that what seems to be authentic usually and some more than likely is not in the financial world, in the Forex and in the crypto space. And so we began to learn quickly how important it was to get a little strategy going. So me and a bunch of leaders, we started to educate ourselves and we started to discipline ourselves. And we said, you know what, we're gonna jump into these platforms and we're gonna hit them before they hit us, because we were being made aware that there was a lot of rug pulls going on and people were running away with your money. And we were like, what the heck? I thought this was legit authentic, and what we thought was authentic wind up being counterfeits. And nowadays, these companies and these people that put these platforms out there are doing it in such a way that you can barely tell. So we didn't know what was real, what was not. So we decided we're going to go into each and every one of these the right way. And so we would go in and make sure that we only invested like play money. So we would only invest what we were willing to lose or risk. We would teach everybody the same. We would go ahead and make sure that we were getting our initial investment back before anything. We were not letting anything compound or anything like that. And we were just pulling and pulling and pulling. And then once we got our initial investment back, then we would allow a little bit of compounding while we continued to withdraw. And, these things started lasting only about 6 months. So what started off as, lasting about 1 or 2 years before they had withdrawal problems or even disappeared on you, started to be narrowed down to a month or two. And just recently, about 2 weeks ago, we experienced the ugliest rug pull, I believe, in the history of rug pulls. And this thing lasted like 3 days or 4 days into its launch date, which is completely ridiculous when you think about it. You think that you get into something on time, on the launch date, that you got a good at least 2 months ahead. No. So we took a hit there. And one thing led to another, and we began to really kind of meditate on the whole concept. And we said, you know what? I think it's better to move completely away from this type of dynamic because we're not sure what's going on with, if it's real, if it's not. The due diligence we're doing is pretty deep. There's some things that we allow ourselves to be okay with, and it's all because we say, hey, we can identify, we could probably make a few good bucks in this particular program or platform, which these are high gains, high risk, high yield investment programs. So along the way, we decided, hey, this is really not where we want to be, because we also realized that, okay, we'll jump in there, we'll educate everyone, our leaders will do the same, and it's supposed to cause a chain reaction where everyone is disciplined enough to not put their bag right on the line like it's some casino or something like that. And so, you're going to get a couple of knucklehead leaders that are not going to convey that education or protocol, so to speak, and they just want to make money. And so people jump on board, and then you'll have that knucklehead, member or participant who just he's all about the money and he's not paying attention to the principles and the protocols. And then something will happen, they'll get pinched, and then they'll start, pointing fingers and all of that, slandering, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good regardless. And I'm a person who lets things slide. But, the horror stories behind these projects and these hypes and how people got pinched, or some leader convinced them to put everything on the line, or some member, just disregarded the protocols and the principles of how to engage in these particular programs. And then they put some big amounts on the line that's life devastating to them. And when you hear these things, then it becomes a matter of the heart. And we decided, along with Brent and Susan, now this is kind of their story. They decided way longer than I did to step away from this kind of stuff. And along the way, I ran into EazyBot. I began to kind of research them, and I've been researching EazyBot for a little over a month. And we were doing video calls and getting on there with the COO, with the CEO, with Brent and Susan, top leaders in the company. And as we begin to build rapport, I begin to realize, hey, first of all, one of the most exciting things I love about EazyBot is that your funds are very safe, because they're being kept in your Binance account or your Kucoin account, where the bot is connected via API and trades for you in any market condition. And although the gains are moderate to that of a hedge fund, so in the worst market conditions, let's call it the winter of the market space in the crypto world, then you're liable to do about 2 to 5%. But in a very flourishing and healthy market condition in the crypto world, then you can do 10, 15, and sometimes may even get about 20% gains a month, which is great for hedge funds and whatnot. Now, I know that doesn't sound too attractive to those people that chase after these hypes, right? But in all reality, this is long-term, this is low risk, this is lifelong. And the most important thing is you're dealing with top leaders that are willing to help, motivate, build you up, support you, and just get you going, And one of the things that I love about EazyBot are the people behind it, because this is their signature. They love on people. They build people up. They motivate people. They support people. They educate people. They help you in any way possible. They help you succeed. And when you have a team of leaders that begins from the CEO himself, super humble guy, which you'll meet today, then you're at a place that you can call home. You're at a place that you can grow, where your funds are actually so safe, like the COO says, you could even share this with your grandmother.